This is what Walt Disney said some years ago. A very inspirational quote for those who don't believe they can do it. And not unlike Walt Disney, the Red Clay Consolidated School District, and specifically the Meadowood staff, headed by Principal Kathy Maddox, always believed in focusing on the bigger picture when it comes to our children. And it takes a lot of courage to fight for your dreams. With the introduction and continuing efforts of the MOVE program, focusing on the result is what propels each and every person associated with the Meadowood School to get so far.
So about 15 years ago, I came to Red Clay from downstate, and I was here as principal of the Meadowood program for about five years. So that was one of the best jobs I ever had, working with the students and the families and the staff here at Meadowood. What Kathy and the staff did here with the MOVE program is take a curriculum that's acknowledged nationwide as working to help provide these kids mobility. And it's really taken off since their accreditation in 2012 to now, just to see the improvement in the quality of life for students, the quality of life for families and working with their students at home. It really is something special.
The Meadowood program, we provide educational services for students ages 3 through 21 in the Red Clay School District, and our students all have intellectual disabilities, and they get their services in a variety of schools throughout the district. So we start here in our preschool program, and it's a very inclusive environment with a partnership of the YMCA. It's full inclusion, and then when our students are elementary age, they go to Forest Oak Elementary School, and our middle schoolers go to HB DuPont Middle, and then Thomas McCain High School, and then we have an 18 to 21-year-old transition program that focuses on community and vocational program. Well, so when I first became principal in 2008, one of our physical therapists, Nancy Martin, she approached me, and that's when I first heard about the program. And so I started doing research and looking into it, and in 2010 we went, and that's when I received my training, and we had some trainers trained, and so that way we were able to come back and train all of our staff.
MOVE stands for Movement
Opportunities
via
Education
or Experiences. To me, MOVE means empowered to live the life you want to live, to make the choices you want to make, go where you want to go.
The freedom to move is a gradual but rewarding challenge for children in the MOVE program. Movement at its simplest form is the foundation for all learning. And what better way to lay the building blocks of that foundation than early on in a student's life at Meadowood's preschool program.
So it's been interesting. I've been in the preschool setting since I started here, and sometimes when we have a student who may present differently, so they need a lot of support to keep their head still or to keep their body still when they're sitting. So if a student is new to our program, and they may be like, oh, I've never seen a chair like that before. Some of our students who are still working on trunk control and leg strength for standing will use adaptive equipment to help them stand, and it has wheels so they can kind of propel and work on some independent mobility. So initially, I feel like every 3-year-old's a little inquisitive and curious and like, how does this work? But we just present it like our student is actually just still learning how to walk. Do you want to walk with us? They may say, what's that for? I may say, oh, their legs are still getting stronger. Another good example is when you ride your bike, do you have training wheels on it? And a lot of 3-year-olds are still on training wheels or on tricycles. So to just put that analogy, this is kind of like their training wheels while they're still learning how to walk, and when they get stronger, they won't need it anymore. And so by just kind of keeping it kind of about the strengths that we all have and the skills that we're all working on, not that it normalizes it, but it's just we're all a little bit the same and we're all a little bit different. And so by the time they leave, they're friends. They don't see the equipment first. They see their friend first.
Developing friendships are part of growing up and at times can be difficult. But trying to make friends while feeling different can also seem like a long, lonely road. However, Meadowood's remarkable staff makes the transition between pre and primary schools seamless.
It really is amazing, and I feel so lucky to see some of our little guys come in and really need a lot of support. And I mean, we've had some students that through the MOVE program and through lots of opportunities, they may start as a preschooler that they're really dependent on using their wheelchair, and by the time they are aging out, or even some students by elementary age, they're needing a lot less supports. And we have some students that are, fully able to walk and they don't need those supports at all.
As the students in the Meadowood School transition from preschool to elementary school, they continue to benefit from innovative techniques and trainings of the MOVE program, as well as the inclusion ideology, which secures opportunities for students with disabilities to learn alongside their peers in general education settings.
They all look different. Gait trainers look different. Some students use walkers because they need less support. So the equipment is equipment that can be adjusted to the student's needs. If they need more support in the upper body, they have arm supports, there's a trunk support. But as a student gets stronger using the equipment, you can remove those prompts. Some students might just need an arm anchor at a desk if they're sitting at a desk, just to give them that extra stability or support in their trunk to keep them at that appropriate, ready to learn position. So there's a variety of equipment.
I think our students who may receive supports for education, they have a lot of strengths that other students really pull out from them as well. They make friends. And I think there's really been maybe, I don't know if it's a shift in mindset or a trend, but there's so many opportunities for people of all abilities to participate. A lot of our students participate in Special Olympics outside of this program, and it starts pretty young. So they partner with Best Buddies, so they kind of already have a built-in network.
Yeah, it's pretty much just about including everyone, and it makes me feel really good to be a part of it because it's just about meeting great new friends.
We are thrilled to be able to recognize H.B. DuPont Middle School and your Best Buddies chapter for earning means they work for this, the outstanding middle school chapter of the year 2017-2018 for the entire state of Delaware.
So MOVE is very much a team-based activity. Their motto is it takes a team to move, and not only does it take the individual, but it involves teachers, whether it's their classroom teacher or the teacher in their general ed class. It involves the paraprofessionals working with the students. Everybody's involved, so it's very much a team job.
Teamwork is really the most important part of my job when working with these students, because when I have the collaboration from every therapist, even the teacher, the nurse, the paras, all of us working together, we all recognize every strength each student has. We also can recognize their challenges and find ways to incorporate opportunities throughout their week to maximize their potential for accessing the environment at school, for engaging in their education, and most importantly, their ability to move through this program.
We are one group. Even though we work in different places, we're all in one group. And that starts from, our principal. Our principal, preaches that and teaches that we take the students from here. They should go from here to here without any misbeat, without any misstep, without any miscue. So we all make sure that the paperwork is all together, the curriculum is all together. So when they move from one place to the next, we just carry it over. So you get a student that starts in kindergarten, and then you see them in high school, and you're like, wow, look at the transformation.
So at this time, I'm the only therapist that works in Meadowood from middle school to high school, so I bridge that gap. Building that transition to be able to go to the high school team and say, listen, this is what's coming, this is what we're gonna get ready. Also knowing what the high school environment is, I feel like these students in their 8th grade year, I can start prepping and thinking, okay, ahead, what are they going to be able to do? And just that first month of school as they transition to high school, that's a really important time, a lot of changes, and I feel like I can be a key part to that transition. For parents too.
Thank you very much.
Big component also of what we use is trying to provide our students communication opportunities. So you will see many of our students may use an alternative communication system. So what that means is they may have a device where they have something that they want to say and they're able to hit a picture and that device is able to talk for them. And then we also have some amazing communication devices, which is an eye gaze device where students can actually, if they're not able to touch the device with their hand, they're able to look at it with their eyes, and then that device helps them communicate what they want to say.
Spacecraft.
Wonderful. Let's say sun.
Sun.
Not only are they more involved, but it's more functional for them. It empowers them to move around like their typical peers. When the bell rings for class and it's time for them to go to their inclusion class, they are walking there. They might be in their gate trainer, but they're walking there alongside their typical peers in the hallway going to class. So they're not just walking around a classroom or an isolated location for the practice. It's actually purposeful. There's a function, a purpose to it. They're going to class.
And like any delicious dish that is in the oven when the timer goes off, a 4-year career in high school is now done. And that is where the Meadowood Transition Program steps in. The purpose of the MTP is to assist students in gaining skills and experiences that will benefit them as adults.
So every Friday, our students attend an adaptive PE program. It's actually part of it. It's a University of Delaware class. It's part of their behavior, health, and nutrition course. And so the students are interested in becoming a PT or an OT themselves. So these are college-age students, usually sophomores, juniors, 19, 20 years old. Our students look forward to Friday. Friday means we're going to UD. So our staff are phenomenal that they move mountains to get the students from our site here at the Meadowood building over to UD.
Well, we are kind of the sub-hub to the whole thing. So when we get there, we make sure that the students get in their mobility things, and we allow the University of Delaware students take over from there, which they're learning to basically do what we're doing. So we kind of have a hands-off, hands-on approach. So we step in only when we're needed, but we try to allow them to go through the ups and the downs of learning.
Fridays. It's probably one of the most rewarding things I get to do, and I feel like privileged and lucky to say that it's part of my major. Like, not everybody gets to take these classes and get to work with these kids every day.
First off, tell me your name and age.
Christina.
And how old are you?
20.
Tell me what you like about going to University of Delaware.
I love walking.
Christina particularly enjoys her time at the University of Delaware. She gets to interact with college students who are very, close to her own age. And I think she enjoys the camaraderie. Honestly, I know she enjoys the attention that she gets as part of that program. She gets to move around, and I think part of it is that she does get to showcase her skills.
I want people to know that it's worth it. It takes a lot of work, it really does. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. When you are working with the families and you hear the success stories of your students, it's worth it.
One of the many, many things I love about this program, and it starts at preschool, but it really is inclusive. It's truly including the kids for every aspect of every day, and it shows in all their gains, their smiles. Yeah.
For a kid to do something that everybody said that they can't do, and to see them do that feat, that's the most rewarding thing for me in this whole world. It keeps me level-headed.
Biggest memory that stands out for me, when we first became a Move Model site, we had a ceremony, and Linda Badabi came to that ceremony, and one of our students who had been utilizing the Move program recently started walking independently. She was able to walk across the stage and hand Linda a rose. To know that there was a student that came into this program needing full support to walk, and then to be able to walk across the stage independently, that's what sticks with me.
Oh my goodness.